Oh, we have people joining now. Hi, Annie. Hi, Alice. Hi, Justin.
Hi, everybody. I can see some people joining, recognizing a few names. I can definitely see a couple of our Australian customers in there. Hello to you. Oh, we've got Lee. Lee, I think I spoke to you the other day as well. Hello. Glad to see you here today.
Feel free to say hi in the chat box.
Yeah, let us know where you're. We've got good day from Sydney. Love that. Let us know where you are logging in from today. I think we're going to have a lot from across the APAC and ANZ region this afternoon. Got Sydney, New Zealand. Oh, a lot coming from Australia.
Yes.
We've got someone asking if we can hear you. No, we can't. We do pop everybody onto mute for these webinars because we are going to have probably around 100 people or more joining today. So we do pop everyone onto mute. As long as you can hear us, then that's fine. People coming from Newcastle, I'm going to safely assume that's the Australian Newcastle and not the one closer to where I am today. Someone in Singapore, someone in the Philippines, Canberra. Got a lot of Aussies on the call today. Amazing. Can you see us? No, we can't see you either. I'm not sure if you're able to turn on your cameras, but no, currently I can't see you. So you're if you're not wanting to be on camera, you're safe. Brilliant. We're just going to hang around till around kind of 3-4 minutes past. Just make sure that everyone who wants to join today is logged in and ready to go. If you're having any sound issues or anything, let us know. I can see a lot of "Go the Aussies" messages. Nigel in Auckland. Brilliant. Good to have such a big group of you representing ANZ today. Brilliant. We've still got people logging in, so just one more minute or so, guys, and then we will get started.
Feel free to grab a cup of coffee, popcorn, anything you feel like.
If you have got colleagues, guys, who cannot join the call this afternoon, anyone in your office, in your team, the session is being recorded, okay? So don't worry about that. We can send over the recording so that you guys have got that. So yeah, any colleagues that couldn't make it, that's absolutely fine. Okay, let's look at this participants. I would say, Lynn, I'd say let's get started. Okay. And then, yeah, anyone who joins a little bit late, like I said, the recording is coming over. So yeah, tell us all about what we've got coming up today, Lynn.
Okay, perfect. Let's get started then. Welcome everyone to our release webinar today, and thank you for taking your time out and being here today. My name is Ling Dory. I also have my colleague Jeannie from Customer Success team in London. It's 6 a.m. over there, so thanks Jeannie for joining us today as well. But in today's session, let's look at what's new in VINNY 14.3. So in today's session, we'll be looking at the new job table analytical view. So this is a brand new dashboard above the jobs table that you might have noticed already. We also have some updates on the user interface, UI, and mandatory fields on Quick Add. We have invoice scheduler for retained jobs, update availability for candidates. We can then search the candidates availability. So now you can search for these candidates right down to the minute. And we have share saved searches, and the last one in the list is document expiry reminder. So again, we have a Q&A box for everyone to drop in their questions. I have my colleague Bella on the call, and we'll also try to answer them. But if If we are not able to get back to you throughout the session, then we will send our Q&A sheet, also a recording of the webinar today, okay? Okay, so Jeannie, please kick us off with the new job table analytical view.
Sure. So when you guys logged in on Monday, I'm sure you would have noticed that your home page had changed. Okay, this is a shiny new jobs table analytical view. This is a brand new dashboard on the jobs table. It provides users with full visibility of your job pipeline. We've added these analytics up here in the top right. Okay, so you can see your total jobs, you can see your active candidates, active applications, forecast fees, and booked fees. Okay, so really, really clear of exactly what you've got going on. Now you can see your activity on the fly. You can drill down into all jobs, or we could actually come into this filters button here. I could filter down into just my team's jobs if I'm a manager, or I can just look at my jobs. There are also additional filters which we've added here now. Okay, so we could sort jobs by, for example, open jobs, active, open or placed, closing. A really good way that you guys could actually use this is to just show your active jobs. We could filter down by companies if we wanted to, or by a particular contact or a particular job type. I'm actually going to press this button here which says exclude shortlisted applications. Okay, so I've applied a couple of filters here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to filter this down, and I want you to watch these numbers here. So this snapshot, this is affected by the filters which you apply. So this means that I've completely drilled down, I've removed all of the noise from this, and I'm looking at what's important to me. And this is my sort of true pipeline here, guys, because I've taken out the rest of the noise. Now, a great filter for those of you who recruit over multiple currencies. Okay, I'm going to come back into this filter icon here. And if we come down here, we've got these two buttons, My Currency and Original Currency. If I set this to Original and press on Filter, if you watch this forecast fee column, this is now showing in multiple currencies. However, if that doesn't work for me and I'd rather just see it in my personal currency, I can do that as well. Come back into my filters, and now everything is in GBP. Okay, so whatever you've got set up as your currency will show in this forecast fee column. You can then also drill down by these columns as well. So a really good example of this would be to use the days open column. And we could look here for anything that's been open, for example, for less than 50 days. Filter that down. And again, this is now my realistic jobs. If something's been open for, over 50, maybe over 100 days, am I realistically going to place that? Probably not. So again, it's drilling down and taking out that noise and looking at your real forecast. So all of this is providing you users with insights into your job pipeline like never before. You can now view everything in one place without having to drill into the analytics. So you can see what's going on and do actions all from one place. Now, do note that these numbers here, guys, these are excluding floated candidates. Floated candidates, they don't have a forecast fee against them. And another thing here, this booked fees figure here. Now, this will show by default to administrators. For everyone else, it is on a permissions toggle. Okay, so you'd need to go into your settings, your user management, and you can decide who you'd like to see this figure if there's people that you do want to see it. Then you'll notice we've got these coloured stages that have appeared down here. Now, to explain to you what these are, if a stage here has an outline of green, this means that there has been applications at that stage. Now, if a stage is filled with green, such as this number here, this means that this is the furthest stage that those applications have reached. Now, what's really cool here is we can actually click onto these numbers. It's going to pull up this page, which is drilling down into what's built up that number. Okay, so those 3 applications at the sent stage, it's brought us straight through to those. Once I've had a look at this, done whatever I need to do, I can press on this X to take me straight back to where I was looking. Finally, we've got active applications here in orange. This is the total number of applications for that role. So all of this is really, really ideal for managers.
One more thing here, everyone. So a small but very useful update that we added to the pipeline is the table views and configuration. From there, you will see the smart views. Now, we have renamed saved layouts to smart views. And we have added in VINNY's recommended layouts for your tables inside Vincere, and they will be available across your Vincere account. So for example, if you select one smart view, it will then reconfigure all of the columns inside your table view there. So each of the pipeline, pipeline chevron will have different saved layouts or smart views for you to pick from. Now, if you want to build your own saved layouts, you can go back to the same table views and configuration right there, go into columns, pick and choose the columns that you want to show in the table view. Just give it a name, and every time that you want to go back to this view, you can go to Smart Views and select that view right there. Okay. Yes, my favorite. Okay, next, we have one of the most requested features, mandatory fields on Quick Add. Let's take Quick Add candidate here as an example. So previously, we had first name, last name, primary email, and also candidate source as mandatory fields. Now, you can actually choose other fields on the Quick Add to make them mandatory. For example, you want the consultant to tag the candidates with industry and functional expertise before adding any candidate to the system. You can now make these fields mandatory fields. All you need to do is from Vincere settings, field configurations, you can choose candidate fields and you can make the fields mandatory directly from there. Okay, now users won't be able to save the profile if the mandatory fields have not been filled out. So this applies to candidate, company, contact, and job. As you can see, the mandatory fields would have an asterisk right next to it. So the second update, as you might have noticed, is that we have given the feature a nice facelift with enhanced usability. So it's a lot cleaner for VINNY customers to use Quick Add here. Jeannie, I was playing around with the Quick Add job yesterday and actually noticed something new there for permanent job. Can you show us what it is?
Sure. So yeah, as Lynn said, hopefully some of you guys have noticed this as well. Now we've given our retainer invoicing a sophisticated upgrade. So when you're adding a role into Vincere, when you're adding in a permanent job, we've actually added in 3 new permanent sub job types. Okay, we've got contingent, exclusive, and retained. Now, when we select a retained job, we've actually got this button here that says invoice schedule. Now, this is enabling us to create a schedule of draft invoices to be sent to the customer via your accountant. So we can put in the details of each of our tranches. Okay, so this is each stage that we want to send out. So for example, maybe we're taking a deposit from our client, first of all, of £1,000. Now we can choose, would we like to send this out just manually? So whenever we decide, do we want to do it to a particular date, for example? We can just choose the date from this drop-down date picker here. Then we can add another tranche. So for example, maybe this here is part 2. Maybe you do this at a particular part of the process. Okay, so we're going to get here another £1,500. And we're going to do this one here at a particular stage of the process. Okay, so maybe we invoice this second part at the placement stage, as an example there. Now we press on save. Now what's going to happen here is that whenever an invoice gets approved and sent by your accountant, an email notification will be sent to you, the job owner. Okay. Now we can view all of the details from either compensation and fees page within the job. And then down at the bottom, we've got a section for invoice schedule. We can see the details here. Alternatively, we can come into actions and we can get to the invoice schedule this way as well. Now what we can do from here, as well as viewing the details, we can actually manually trigger these invoices. So if I don't actually want to wait for this date to send out that £1,000, that's fine. I can press on this button here to manually trigger it sooner. Now, a really key thing here to note is that the way that you guys were previously creating those retainer invoices, that doesn't exist anymore, okay? So from your pay and bill section, when you're manually creating an invoice, there used to be a button here that said retainer. That doesn't exist anymore, okay? This is the new process for retainers. This means that if you had a role in the system before that had a retainer invoice attached to it, that will now be a permanent job with the subtype of retained. Now, this is a huge step forward from our current retainer invoicing workflows, and it's all part of our mission to help recruitment firms truly automate your middle and back office. So Lynn, tell us what is coming up next.
Yes, so we have many exciting updates in this release, but they are not just for VINNY customers. We have also further enhanced the existing superpowers for your candidates to set up their availability. So this is where your candidates can update their availability. Now, your candidates can create up to a maximum of 3 time slots right there per day to basically specify exactly which shifts they are available to work. Candidate can add in their start time, end time there, and it will be reflected in their availability schedule. Now, they can choose to repeat the availability on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. They can also choose to repeat on any specific days of the week. So if they don't want to work on Monday, they can untick Monday or Tuesday as well. Down below, we have repeat end date. So by default, this would show a date 3 months after the start date. Okay, and all they need to do is save this. And again, it will be reflected on their availability tab. Now, if they want to be reminded to update their availability in the future, they can also click on the clock icon to set a reminder every 1 day, 7 days, 14 or 28 days to update their availability. So this feature is accessible on the web, just like what Jeannie is showing you right now, but also on the candidates' mobile phones. For you as a consultant, you can also update the candidate's availability for them from their profile inside your Vincere database. Okay, now that the candidates have updated their availability, how can we search inside the system? Over to you, Jeannie.
Yeah, sure. So we have now equipped you guys, the recruiters, with an all new availability search tool, and this has been built with speed and precision in mind. Now, this has actually come from feedback from you. Okay, it's come from our Vincere customers. This was highly requested. So if I come into my search bar here and I type in availability, so I'm just running an availability search here. Now, what you'll see is you've got 2 search options. We can search for candidates with availability on a specific day or availability on multiple days. Now, for a specific day, all I'm going to do is choose from this date picker which day I want them to be available on, and I can choose a time range as well. So for example, between 9 and 6. And I've got this button here which says perform exact time match. So if I need someone to be available between those specific hours on this specific day, this is going to be the best way to do it. So maybe you're filling a really particular shift with one of your clients. This is the way that you can do it. Now, we can then also search for availability on multiple days. Now, you can drill down using a combination of filters here. So first of all, we've got the specific day filters. So we've got here Monday, Tuesday, right through to Sunday. We can untick whichever days we need them to be available on. We've then got date range. Now we can put in either a custom date range by using this date picker here. Alternatively, we've got this drop down which says that we want them to be available in the next 7 days, 14, 21 or 30. We've then got a time range filter here as well, again. So maybe we want them to be available between 9 and 5 every day. And again, we've got these 2 options here to really narrow this down further. We can do an exact date match and an exact time match as well. So this here, guys, this is a real game changer, especially for those of you who recruit temps and contractors. And this is also a Vincere exclusive as well. So, you know, the only sort of search on the market that can get this specific. So yeah, we really think that you guys are going to enjoy this and we're excited to hear your feedback.
This is very useful, Jeannie. The next update is VINNY customer can now share their saved searches. I know this is also one of the most requested feature from VINNY customers. So remember with VINNY, you can save your search criteria and search string with saved searches. So you can build your search string right there, function expertise, accounting, for example, and you can save this search inside the saved search tab. So you can give it a name and right away you will notice that we have added in the share privilege. Now you can choose to make your saved search private or public. If you make it public, it will then be shown in the saved searches tab for everyone in the team to have access to. Now for the consultants, they can visit saved searches right there. Just select the saved search and load the result, the consultants will also be able to see the exact same results that you have built out. If you want to make the saved searches private again, you can click onto the actions and select private directly from that page. Okay. Okay, what's next, Jeannie?
Sure. So the final thing that we're going to show you guys today is all to do with document expiry reminders. Now, part of this feature has been here for a while, so I'm just going to give you guys a reminder on how to do sort of the first part of this. So we're here in our Files tab, and I'm looking at some documents here which I've received from my candidates. Now, you can actually set an expiration date for these documents. Okay, so I'm going to look at this column here. I'm going to choose the date that this document is expiring. Then I'm going to set up here a reminder. Now, again, I'm going to choose here what date I want that reminder to go out on. And then I'm going to choose who I want that reminder to go to as well. Okay, so we've got a couple of different options here of who we would like it to go to and when. So for example, next Thursday, and I want this to go to Bridget. Now, when I press on save, the update that we've made here is adding in this column which says reminder to. Okay, this just means that it's really, really clear who this document needs to be, who's got to perform the action on this document. Now, previously, you could only see the people getting the reminder if you clicked on the reminder date. Okay, so it's really clear right away who is responsible for getting this document updated. Now, a little tip here, just touching back on something which Lynn showed you earlier on in this call, is you could set up here a smart view, and you could call this compliance management. Okay, it means that your compliance teams can easily access the dashboard view of everything compliance related. So don't forget, you have got these smart views in all of your tables. Okay, so these are really, really handy and means that you can have everything set up ready to go. That is all of the features which we are going to show you guys today. Hopefully you found this useful. There are some big ones in there, and like we said, sort of multiple of these have come from customer feedback. So do please keep giving us this feedback. We're keen to know what you guys think of everything that we've put in today. So do let us know. Do also give us a little cuddle on social. We've got here Instagram, we've got here LinkedIn. We do run sort of exclusive competitions on there. So give us a follow, give us a like. We're always doing shout outs and things on there. And then we've also got the link to our website here as well. There will be future webinars. We run sort of regular ones, but we do also run ad hoc ones as well, and feature specific ones. So keep your eye on there and register for all future webinars. But thank you so much for joining today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, hopefully see you in the future on our future webinars. All right, bye everybody.
Everyone.
Have a good
Bye.
afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye.